guys, today I want to show you about this tea steamer. So let's get to it and take a quick look. Okay, so this is the tea steamer that I got from Life Element and was like quite well recommended by my friend. It holds up to 800 ml and I think anything above that you end up just steeping the tea instead of steaming the tea. So I normally put about 600 because that's quite a lot. And so the water goes here, and then when it boils, the steam will go up into where the leaves are up here, condense against the top, and then you drip down. Okay, so it's basically like you steam the tea. And for me, the appeal was apparently it doesn't over steep the tea, and you know, after you make it, you can just leave everything be, and the leaves are still up here, so you don't get like a very bitter tea because you left the tea leaves in for too long. So I'm thinking it might be good for the office. In terms of the design, I mean, this is from China. I do need to get an adapter. The only thing I realized is that this thing was on the top here. Can't remember where now. And when I tried to use this to sort of push the thing out, it broke. But anyway, I've been using just by using both hands and pushing against here to kind of take it out for cleaning. Can't do it single-handedly. Okay, so I think for first I'll just use this white tea to show you how all the steaming will work. Okay, so I've put in the water and I put in the leaves. Just to take a note, if you buy this thing comes out pretty easily, so don't use this to try to pull out the tea container. There are basically two modes to this whole thing. This says automatic and this is manual. So I normally use manual because then I can take a look at the tea and how it works. Automatic, they kind of turn it off and then turn it on again as and when I think the machine thinks it's most suitable. So for me, I will use manual. As you can tell, it's not very quiet device. Maybe instead of putting it on his desk, I'll put it in the pantry and then anyone who wants to use it. But it's a bit, the condensation sort of fogging up, but you can see tea sort of falling from the top part, and it's actually getting a little bit fainter because this is white tea. So I think this is actually a bit close to what I got for my first tea. I may just let it go. Hi guys, so I've been using my kettle for about a week now and I've been really liking it. So at first I was a bit concerned about whether the boiling would be too noisy. I think you might be able to hear it in the video, but honestly when you step a few steps away it's not noticeable, so I haven't been annoying my colleagues, thankfully. The most awkward thing about having this was that instead of carrying a cup and a little teapot to the pantry multiple times a day, I'm just carrying like a big kettle once or twice, but you know, you get over that awkwardness really quickly. I really like this for the office because previously I had this little teapot that really brews just one teacup of tea because I don't like to use a very big teapot. Firstly, because the leaves tend to stay in there too long, or you know, you have to get something else for the infuser out, or then you make multiple trips. It's quite inconvenient. But this one, the tea leaves will not oversteep because firstly they are in this thing up here, and secondly you can make like 600-700 ml of tea at one go. And it works really well. So for me, this is like ideal. It does, on busy days, it does mean that I can just grab tea without worrying like, oh no, now I have to like finish all the work. It's just like, okay, I made my pot, it's there. So I do like it a lot. In terms of how the whole kettle is holding up, which I was a bit concerned with, the spring that I mentioned at the start of the video that I said comes off really easily, yeah, it really does. Like I'll be washing the teacup, the tea leaves, and then this will just come out and the whole thing will fall apart. So I think there's like a gap of some sort. I'm not sure if it's because I held it the wrong way the first few times when I tried to lift this up and held it by the spring, but I would really, I feel like getting this out of the pot is probably the the poorest design bit of the whole kettle, because if you take the lever that was here, it breaks off really easily, and then if you are trying to naturally hold by this way, the spring will come out and then you know, things will start to fall apart. So you really have to hold it by the little latch for the cup and pull it up this way. If you get one, that's probably the best way to keep it in condition. Apart from that, there are some watermarks at the bottom here. You can't really see in the video. It's I think it's due to the water in Malaysia, so I'm not very concerned. I have a descaling packet which I will use. Yeah, and basically I really like this. I've tested it with a bunch of different teas. I've had black tea, it works. I had flavored tea, I had oolong tea, I had white tea, and so far all the teas have come out really well. I even did sencha, and I was a bit worried about sencha because I normally make sencha with slightly cooler water, and this one boils the water, right, literally just to get it steamed, but there was no bitterness at all, so I feel it was really good. I do think that though you have to take note that even though this is, you know, like a Chinese teapot and it's made in China and it's supposed to give like, and the page on Taobao or wherever you buy, it's going to say like, oh, superior tea quality compared to teapots, but it really is basically brewing in a Western teapot. So for example, I had a Lupicia black tea which I've been enjoying here. It works for the first brew, but for the second, by the time you put in water for the second round, there's no taste, which I expected from a Western teapot, and it makes sense given the amount of water you're using. So you will have to adjust, I think, the amount of steeps that you expect from this pot. Like really high quality tea leaves that are holding up within Western teapots, and you know, with Gongfu brews, you're getting like 10 steeps out of that. You're going to be able to do it a lot more with that versus something that's flavored that isn't meant to last so long. It's not going to last. So it's not going to be some magical thing where, oh, this tea steamer will preserve the flavor and I can get like much more tea out of it compared to other brewing methods. Not really. You're also not going to get the Gongfu brew method of, you know, letting the tea flavors develop. It's going to come out as a very nice flavorful tea, but you won't be like, oh, first rinse, second rinse, first steep, second steep, the flavors are changing thing. But that said, I'm drinking this in the office. I'm not drinking this as like a part of testing the teas and, you know, enjoying some moments of calm. I'm just drinking this because I like tea. It's in the office. I would like to distress a bit with a nice cup, and this is fulfilling everything. It's actually very fast free because if you think about it, I had two options before. One is to get a little mini teapot which I had really just for one cup. Keep walking to the pantry and back so that I don't overbrew and it's inconvenient. I have to make sure there's time for me to, you know, go to the pantry, wait for steeps, all that. Or you get a bigger teapot and then you have to worry about, oh no, what if the leaves are over steeped? What if the tea is too bitter? Or where am I going to take out the tea leaves and put it in? I had a bottle that has an infuser, so I used to have to take out the infuser and put it somewhere else. It's messier. This one is a lot neater. Basically, you just fill it up once. You get quite a few cups of tea from here. You can even share it with your colleagues. Tea doesn't oversteep. And then if your leaves are good, if it's poor or something, you can add in more water, steep a second time. So yeah, this is my review of the tea steamer that I bought from China. I will also be doing a comparison on this versus a Gaiwan. I mean, I expect a Gaiwan to win, but if you're interested in that, I will be testing out a few different teas over the weekend, and then I will make sure that when I post this video, the link to the whole Gaiwan versus tea steamer is also live so that you can read it as well. So I'll see you again. Bye!